So, expect them to line up side by side. Two long queues of V8 supercars. The safety car pulls in.
50 k's an hour, 50 to 60 k's an hour. Sorry, these guys have to line up. Their speed will be getting checked from the tower, from the start tower. Van Gisbergen, the opposite to the last one, right over to the left-hand side. Caruso off pole for the first race, moved him right over to the right-hand side. It didn't work for him because Van Gisbergen got down the inside to take the lead at turn one. We'll see what happens this time. What will McLaughlin do? There's a big gap in between. They're about to enter the acceleration zone. Let's watch Gisbergen. What happens? He's gone now.
He's
Great
gone.
start.
Oh, and
McLaughlin got wheel spin.
Coulthard, some contact there with the Volvo, and he's playing defensive. Look at the Caruso from race one, trying to sneak down the inside. Lowndes has had a good run there for Red Bull Racing Australia. Someone forced out wide there. Garth Tander in car two. Look at car seven.
Todd Kelly, it's a great start by him down the outside. He finished 10th in the last race, made up a couple of spots. She's action down here. Jason Bright into the back of the Jack Daniels car. Whincup into the side of Moffat.
Bright, evasive action. That was going to get...
The two at the front, though, Rusty. Van Gisbergen, I spoke to him after this race. He was expecting the fact that Whincup had that penalty. He was expecting a big fight from McLaughlin in the Volvo, and so far he's getting it.
You talked about tyre pressures in the wake of that first race. How significant were some of the choices people made in that area there?
Let's just watch down into 10. I reckon McLaughlin's going to look down the inside. In car now, he is. He's looking, but... Oh, Van Gisbergen's tight. He's very tight.
Aggressive stuff from the young Kiwi, and he's following another Kiwi in Shane Van Gisbergen. These two are brave young stars. He runs wide.
Lowndes.
That's all it took for Lowndes to sneak.
And the other Kiwi is Coulthard down the inside. Caruso's going to look in here too. Oh, McLaughlin's gone 4 spots in the spate of 1 corner.
Tander can sense an opportunity. He's got a great record at this track, and so do the Holden Racing team. Look at Caruso forcing the Volvo wide. He'll have the inside for the next corner.
Yeah, this battle's not over yet. There's going to be another corner here side by side as Tander looks to take action. He's now got a bit of an overlap that has to form in behind.
Great work there, mate. Just 11 to go. Put the pressure on Hughes. His tire pressure's a
Now Moffat. McLaughlin got the speed. That Volvo is fast in a straight line. Caruso has been forced to go right down the inside. The Volvo on the outside. Oh! Moffat so close to the back of the Volvo. He's locked up the right front of his Nissan Hornet. Norton Hornet, sorry. Here we go, the braking duel down into 4. McLaughlin around the outside. Caruso. A little bit of a touch. He's going to have to give him room.
Oh. Big handful of opposite lock for McLaughlin. That gives maybe a car length or 2 breathing space for Michael Caruso, who did a wonderful job in qualifying. It was a pure 30-minute qualifying session. Fastest man takes pole, and that's exactly what Caruso did for Nissan, a breakthrough pole. And they're looking racy at Albert Park, aren't they?
Yeah, they're looking really racy. Lowndes has been the big beneficiary here. He's moved forward. Coulthard giving him pressure. And in the first of the Nissans, Caruso, I reckon he's going to catch back up here. I think he's going to get some clear air here. These guys will settle down. Van Gisbergen again, sorry Rusty, Van Gisbergen again looked like he's done the same strategy as the first race. He's had a couple of laps there just trying to gather the pressures in the tyres, get them settled down. And it's a strategy that worked for him obviously in the first race, and it looks like he's doing it again. Lowndes has a look.
I was going to say, Lowndes just loves this sort of situation, doesn't he? It's almost a street fight. He's grabbed the car by the scruff of the neck. Let's have a look at this start here.
We see McLaughlin he got a bit of a wheel spin there. Obviously in a low gear, and he's just picked up a bit of wheel spin, which balked the Volvo slightly, and maybe balked Coulthard as well along the line. He had to cover straight away, but Lowndes was on the outside.
10 to go, mate. 10 left to go.
And benefited.
Think about that bar, rear bar.
Another angle down into turn 1. Up onto 2 wheels briefly for Caruso.
Really great work actually by everybody to get through there. And here we go, replay of McLaughlin running wide through 12. And that was really costly. Gave Lowndes that opportunity to get up the inside.
We're joined in the coverage now from pit lane by Brad Jones, who no doubt has his heart. As we're watching here just for a second, Fabian Coulthard.
I think Brad Jones's heart's going to be in his mouth a little bit more at the moment.
He's doing a good job, Brad.
He's doing an amazing job. It's much easier when you're in the car than when you're standing here watching it. I'll give you the tip on that. But Fabian's got a fair bit of pace going on. So's Bridie at the moment. He's done the fastest lap of the race. So I think our cars are definitely strong here, but it's such, as Murph will tell you, it's such a hard place to pass.
It's also hard when you're paying the bills, Bradley.
Yeah, that becomes a bit nasty when you're watching the contact.
Yeah.
But I've got to say the boys are, doing a phenomenal job out there. And Fabian's got, a little bit more pace, I think, than Lowndes, and hopefully he can just skip by at some stage and get up to Shane.
Hey, Brad, give us a sense of how the team are at the moment. That was an awesome rebuild that they have been able to deliver in a very short period of time after that big roll in Adelaide. Everyone chipping in. Are they okay? Has it been a lot of late nights? Just give us an idea of that.
It's hard to talk about that and watch this. Look, to tell you the truth, it was a fantastic effort by all the guys. I can't believe how much work they had to put in, and they got the job done. We got the car finished a day earlier than we expected. There was a fantastic camaraderie amongst all the guys. Didn't matter which car you worked on, you got in and you helped on the Team BOC car. So it's just been a really great team effort by everybody.
Yeah, well, it is a great job to get JB back out there in a brand new car. An awesome job by the BJR team, and congratulations for that one. And everyone's looking pretty good out there and very strong. So hopefully we'll get some results very shortly.
Thanks, Murph. I wish I could hear everything that you said, but since they're all just cracking past me at the moment, I only got the end of that.
Hey, we'll leave you to chew the fingernails and to hopefully not get any more grey hairs. Brad Jones there from Team BOC and Brad Jones Racing. His guys, Fabian Coulthard currently third, Jason Bright in 8th position as we go back to the lead. The VIP Pet Foods entry of Van Gisbergen. Just a few months ago, he was at the famous Rolex Daytona 24-hour competing in a Porsche.
I'll tell you what, Rusty, this is on right through the field. Everyone is, the gaps are absolutely tiny. James Moffat just set the fastest lap of the race back in 9th position. No one's getting away here at all. Gisbergen definitely, as he thought, has got a bit more of a challenge on this race. Lowndes has not given up. Back in car with McLaughlin. Him and Caruso have caught back up to the back of that little gaggle ahead, which is Fabian Coulthard. Down the box in the S60 through turn 10.
How good does it sound? Something very different for V8 Supercar. Another brand represented on the grid in what's turning out to be already a great year in 2014. And we're only in effectively the second race meeting, so much to talk about.
And again for this race, Timmy Slade runs wide ahead of his teammate Nick Percat. Every race, the 4 races this weekend, every car has a brand new set of tyres. So we're on a level playing field. There's no tyre strategy involved at all. Everyone gets to go out there each time. Every set of tyres is colour-coded, so everyone has to use that set of tyres in that race.
And that said, they're all on the soft rubber, and a few of them are feeling the degradation at different levels. It's coming on pretty quick in some regards.
It is management, absolutely management. So they'll be trying different things to get an advantage at certain times of the race. At the moment, Gisbergen still leading, looking strong. Lowndes is looking strong behind him. Whincup had that spot, that 5-spot penalty. He hasn't made up any positions as yet from 7th spot on the grid for this race.
We'll grab a commercial break here in our coverage, counting down, as you can see, to the next session of Formula One practice a little later this afternoon. We'll come back with more V8 Supercar action right after this. This year marks the 18th time that the V8 Supercars have competed in a non-championship event at Albert Park since the very first Australian Grand Prix World Championship round was held here back in 1996. If you're just joining us today, practice 2 coming up a little later this afternoon. This is the second of the supercar races for the weekend. We have 4 in all, and Shane Van Gisbergen, our race 1 winner, is leading the way from Craig Lowndes and Fabian Coulthard. Best of the Falcons at the moment is young Chaz Mostert, who's making his Albert Park debut He did a wonderful job last year for Dick Johnson Racing at Queensland Raceway, and I'm pleased to say that his team boss, Tim Edwards, is on the line from pit lane. G'day, Tim.
How are you, mate?
Good to have you with us. It's been a tough weekend so far for the Ford campaigners. Are you on the improve? What can you tell us?
Look, our race pace is not actually, representative of where we're sitting on track at the moment. Unfortunately, we got it a bit wrong in qualifying, and we're paying the price for it at the moment. Chaz is right up the backside of Moffat, but just not able to get past him. But he's, clearly the faster car of the two. And unfortunately, Frosty's stuck behind his teammate, Todd Kelly. So, unfortunately, we're paying the price for having a poor qualifying yesterday. What
went wrong, Tim?
Look, we tried a few things. We went in a bit of a different direction, and clearly it was the wrong direction, particularly on Frosty's car. I think, Chaz made a little bit of a mistake. He probably should have been about 6th or 7th, which, would have been a good result for him. But, we got it a bit wrong with Frosty's car, and, we've put him right back in the mix of it and made it hard for him.
Hey, Tim, Murph here. Obviously disappointing for Dave Reynolds in that first one getting turned around. He's slowly trying to grab his way back up the field a little bit. Those guys, him and Jack, also having a few issues this weekend. Jack especially.
Yeah, look, I mean, Jack's, he's still getting his head around the car. Before Adelaide, he'd only had 6 dry laps in the car, so that makes it hard for anyone. I think, same sort of thing, when qualifying's so close, when you got less than a second separating the bloke on pole and the bloke who's in 25th, you don't have to have, less than a tenth at every corner, and, it's 0 to 0. It was unfortunate for Dave, but look, he's got back 6 places already in this race, but unfortunately, when you put yourself back there, there's a lot more accidents tend to happen in that back part of the field, and he was taken out by Pye in race 1.
Tim, just before we let you go, is the parity issue a big thing for you? It's obviously been talked about again in the press. Do you feel like the Falcon is hamstrung at the moment compared to the other marques?
Look, we've got our challenges, and everybody's aware of them. So we've raised our concerns with the appropriate people. And look, we are running an older car, and these newer cars, you've only got to look at the Volvo. It's a much smaller bodied car than our car. So we understand that, and we know we've got the handicap that goes with it. But look, we were still a lot more competitive than this last year. So we're trying not to get too concerned with some of the parity discussions that are going on, because we're not doing a good enough job ourselves at the moment. So we raced competitively with Triple Eight last year, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be up where they are at the moment.
Keep your chin up. Thanks for talking to us today, and we wish the Ford Performance Racing team the best for the remainder of this weekend, and for the remainder, for that matter, of the 2014 season. We'll focus back on the front of things here. Van Gisbergen from Lowndes, and you've been paying particular attention to this corner, Murph. They're using a lot more of that exit space through 12 there, and again through 13 as well, aren't they?
Yeah, well, this track is unique. I mean, it's a fantastic racetrack. As we just saw, looked like Chaz Mostert getting a bit of a run on Moffat there. Very long loaded corners, reasonably high speed corners, getting on the throttle halfway through them and trying to carry corner speed, as we hear a lock up there from someone behind. But that combination through turns 11 and 12, very fast change of direction corners, and these cars, reasonably heavy.
More to go, Mars 5.
And the weight transfer when they come through 12 is significant, and they're using every single little bit of road that's there, and maybe sometimes a little bit more than what the racetrack limits are giving them. So it's tough, reasonably long race. The soft tyres, we see Chaz have a look down the inside. He's got a bit of an overlap. Moff gives him a bit of room, and this battle will continue. As Tim said, they've got some race pace, these Falcons, but their qualifying has let them down a little bit.
This is all good stuff for Team Techno, for Jono Webb and all the crew here. Brake lock up for Moffat on the entry to turn 3. Holds it.
Yeah, just gets away with that one. We see Will Davison behind the guy that has replaced him at FPR in the Erebus machine. Moffat gets a little bit wide sideways at the exit. So I'm pretty sure Davo's got a bit of a carrot there in front of him that he would like to get ahead of.
You mentioned the E63 AMG. We spoke with Lee Holdsworth this morning before racing got underway, and he felt like there is some improvement in this car, that they've taken a step forward. They didn't necessarily, as a team, read the way that the track had gripped up or changed over the weekend so far, and that was possibly something that let them down. But he did feel on a broader perspective that the car is making the right steps. They're taking the right steps.
Yeah, they're working hard. I mean, Looks like Davo's come to grips with it pretty good here at Albert Park. As we look out the back of Jamie Whincup's car at Jason Bright. And Whincup hasn't made any progress forward. He's right behind Garth Tander as we speak. But he hasn't managed to move forward from that spot, which I reckon they'll be a little bit concerned about that, why he has not managed to move forward at all. Just shows how competitive the cars are. We've talked about the fact the whole field was covered by 1 second around this 5.3k track. As we say, here's Whincup right behind Tander.
3 laps to go, mate. Doing a great job. Keep the pressure on.
Getting some info from David Couchy in the pits. Just on the rev limiter in 6th gear, down the front straight here at Albert Park.
I just love the smooth, precise movements. It's all fluid, isn't it, for Jamie?
Well, he's certainly doing it fluid. He's doing it smooth. I don't reckon everybody else out there is doing it like as easy as he's making it look. But as I said, he hasn't moved forward, so it might look like he's doing it easy, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to be satisfied with this result.
Some weirdness going on here, and just in terms of tyres for different people. Tander looked speedy before, not the case now.
He just had a real squirm off the complex there, turn 5, and he'll be managing the rear tyres on the HRT Commodore. Oh, listen to the wheel spin.
Oh, look at Tander, look at Tander.
That's great pictures out the front of Jamie Whincup's. He'll be looking for an opportunity as Tander runs a slightly wide there through 10, and you can see Whincup come up behind him. This place is notorious for this kind of thing. His tyres starting to go away, the braking as you try to get in the corners, just having little slight lockups here and there, and the corner speeds, as I said before, especially through places like this, you can see the car moving around. The tyres just working so hard. It's screaming at the moment for grip, and it doesn't have it.
It'll be a frustrated Garth Tander, but it's wonderful for you watching at home. He's making this thing dance off in the background.
Oh, and his teammate came through the corner, and the Jack Daniels Nissan, and got him too. All of a sudden, it looks like Davison's car might be starting to struggle too. So this is all a tyre management, which is great for us.
What a finish we've got coming up.
2 laps to go. 2 laps to go.
Techno doing the job at the moment in that VIP entry. Shane van Gisbergen. He'll be looking for maximum points for the weekend so far. They're not championship points, but it's for Albert Park glory. Maximum 75 up for grabs in each race. There's the replay for you, and they have double points come Sunday.
Rick Kelly just missing the back of his Norton Hornet teammate. Back to Fabian Coulthard. He's managed to just calm everything down a little bit.
Back to this battle now.
Spot. Yeah, this battle's going to go right down to the wire. Whincup being as smooth as possible, just waiting for that moment where Garth Tander makes that little bit bigger mistake. See him just missing the apexes slightly. See how much more road Jamie Whincup's using there. He's able to get to the apex and keep the car better balanced than what Garth is at the moment. Look at the rear of the HRT car. Oh, and Jason Bright's in this as well.
So Whincup has a decision to make here because Bright has closed. Tander's doing his level best to defend. It's fantastic stuff from GT. But is time running out?
1.5 to go, as you say. You're absolutely right. Whincup has to make the right decision here too, because Jason Bright's about to pounce, and he looks like he's got still some reasonable car speed. Still as calm as you like on the gear lever. Jamie's just able to carry that little bit more entry speed than what Garth is able to do at the moment.
Brand new chassis for Jason Bright.
Last lap, mate. Last lap. Nice and smooth and straight.
Well, I think that's what everybody wanted coming into the Albert Park weekend, but it hasn't been that way so far. Lots of action.
Good action though, Rusty. We haven't seen any real damage at the moment, which gives us some great battles out there to watch and talk about. So here we go, down into 4, a big passing opportunity, big break down into 4. GT's pretty good on the brakes though. All these guys, so much experience. But Whincup still just hounding the back of the HRT Commodore.
Where are the options for him? Where can Whincup have a go here if he gets close enough?
Well, it'll determine how good GT gets out of this next section. Down into turn 10 is the next braking passing opportunity. You see him run just a fraction wide again, but he's on the throttle okay. Whincup not using quite as much road, able to get the car a little bit straighter. GT's thinking pretty straight that time, so he's not going to get a chance here. But see him close up under brakes.
Oh, nothing in it.
GT got a pretty good run through the apex, through 10, through 11. There's not going to be a chance down here into 12. The next one is into 13.
Throttle matched to the floor. Love it for Whincup.
He shows the nose, but this isn't the spot. The run here is going to be critical for GT, and he gets through good.
That could be it. That could be game over. Whincup glance in the rearview mirror. Where is Jason Bright in all of that? Meantime, Van Gisbergen on course for his second straight win. He's already doing the drifting.
But he's managed to break Lowndes on the last lap or so and just get him a little bit of that break he needed. Wonder if we'll get another display of car control as we do. Look at the oversteer. Beautiful stuff.
Turns it on for the crowd. Shane Van Gisbergen will win race 2 at Albert Park from Craig Lowndes and Fabian Coulthard. The Beyond Blue Nissan of Michael Caruso finishes 4th.
You've got more in the bag yet.
And that's a great battle that we've enjoyed between Garth Tander, Jamie Whincup, and toward the end there, with Jason Bright getting in the mix as well. Super stuff. We recapped the results on the Pettis scoreboard for you. McLaughlin finishes 5th after starting on the front row, and Mostert. That's a pretty reasonable performance in the FPR Falcon. Will Davison gets inside the top 10 in that Erebus Motorsport V8. Well done. And it's just, I can't wait for the remaining races of the weekend now. That's the quality of racing we've got, and so far no dramas with the double file restarts either.
No, the boys are behaving. They've got it down pat a little bit. They're making sure that they're getting through turn 1. So far, fantastic. Very, very close racing. There's a lot of battles going on there. You can see the rubber building up, the soft tyres working hard, and all the boys are on it.
Yep, rolling starts have been a great thing so far, and different strategies, different approaches with each of them out. Thanks to Greg Murphy